Inventions don't just sort of happen by accident. You can schedule invention. You start off by trying to understand the unmet need and really immersing yourself in the environment. The epiphany moment with Coravin, I thought, I'm going to write down the need that I'm experiencing that is not being addressed. A way to pour wine from a bottle without removing the cork. A bottle of wine is a series of experiences that is going to happen or is waiting to happen. And it's either going to be one experience where you open it and you drink it, maybe you're drinking it with friends, or what I wanted was multiple experiences. I wanted to see how that wine changed over time. Or I wanted to see how that Cabernet from California compared to a Bordeaux. Or I wanted to taste all the wines from that year that were made from the same grape by different winemakers to see what they did with the same environment. Wine wasn't available to me in a way that I could do that. And as soon as you remove the cork, of course, oxygen goes in. And if you're pouring, glug, 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 oxygen is mixing with the wine as it's coming out and mixing with the wine in the bottle. So I thought if I can pour without oxygen ever touching, by displacing it with an inert gas, then I've got the system I need. So in 2003, I'd made this first prototype. And it was clumsy, but it worked. And in that evening, I think I learned more about wine than I had in the prior 6 or 7 years. The Coravin technology has come a long way. From that very first prototype that I made that poured the first glass of wine removed by a needle without air getting into the cork, without the cork coming out, to what it is now. And like any technological development, you have eureka moments along the way. I started to realize if I could make this easier than pulling the cork, we could open up the potential and variety of wines that you can serve at home to yourself and your spouse, but also to the guests that come over to the restaurants, to the producers themselves. I've been heartened by the guys in Burgundy who are literally using Coravin to sample their guests on wines that are precious. Early on, we knew that we needed validation for the technology. So I'm a sort of geeky medical guy, and I do clinical trials all the time, and I thought, okay, I just need to do a blinded, prospective, randomized trial. Got very lucky and had the opportunity to meet with some of the top wine raters in the world. Robert Parker, who shaped my early wine drinking experience. Jancis Robinson, very influential person. She said, show me some wines that you can bring that we can blind taste test. So I load up my bag, get on an airplane, fly out to London, and go down to her basement, her tasting room, her cellar, and I do the random sampling of glasses, and she tastes and she says, these two. And she nailed it, and I'm crestfallen. I'm like, oh no, I failed. She goes over and looks at the bottles and she goes, these are the same producer, but they're different vineyards. The other ones, you have the same wines. Let's try those. So we blind taste those, she can't pick them. And so she said, honor is restored. That was when I felt absolutely certain that this technology worked. Absolutely certain. Why people get so fascinated with wine is that it is so various. It's so, the multitude of experiences that are possible. It's different every year. It's different by every producer. It's different by the grape and the region. It's an infinite opportunity to learn and experience. And I knew that we had created a tool that could change the way that happened for the better. The way I describe Coravin to people is it's a way to pour wine from a bottle without opening it, so that I can drink whatever quantity of wine from whatever bottle I want, whenever I want. It's like a wine bar in your house.